Welcome to the Ruby Hour, a podcast produced by our company Ruby Riot Creatives. We specialize in video production and content marketing, and we're based in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm Shelby Ring.
And I'm Madeline Rager.
This podcast is devoted to interviewing extraordinary people doing extraordinary things and nuggets of wisdom that they've learned along their journey. Also, just want to give you a heads up, we have potty mouths and we're talking about inappropriate things. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in for another session of the Ruby Hour. I'm your host, Shelby Ring, and I have the amazing Sara Boyd, one of our favorite photographers in town, partner in crime. I was trying to combine those two words. So let me tell you how I got to know Sara. Okay, so I found out we were working actually Caroline and Floris's wedding, and I was like, "Who's your photographer?" And they were like, "Oh, this girl named like Sara Boyd." So I was like, I'm gonna Google her. So I looked her up, and on her about page, she has literally a picture of her in her poop emoji outfit, and she's like this. So I instantly, it was like love at first sight. I was like, I need to know you. I sent her an email. We got coffee, and the rest is history. But definitely one of my favorite vendors. Anytime that we're working something together, we get really excited. I like to embarrass her on our Instagram snaps and add her to the story. So Sara, thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Literally dreamt about this all night, getting to interview you in the podcast setting.
Well, I hope I don't disappoint you.
I mean, you were in my dreams. You were the podcast of my dreams, apparently. So, all right. So how did you get started in photography? What was your journey?
Well, I kind of was one of those kids that literally always had a camera, and always kept getting new ones every Christmas. I dropped one in a glass of chocolate milk at some point and didn't tell my parents. I was like, I just need a new one. It's fine. So I just kept kind of slowly upgrading, and then had my friends do photo shoots all the time with really stupid. I remember I had one where people splattered paint on their face because that was artsy at that point. Cool. We went to a park. It was great. So yeah, and then I just was kind of always told that relying on art or a hobby as a career just wasn't smart, and that I just needed to do something more sustainable. So I actually originally went to college with Charleston to do hospitality and tourism with the intention of somehow being an event planner, but in my head it never really clicked. Events, weddings, wedding photography, that little triangle never came to fruition in my head.
They were just sides.
Yeah, they're
things.
kind of floating.
Yes.
So I started signing up for classes for hospitality and tourism, realized there was a lot of weird math classes that I just really wasn't into taking math again. So then I switched to communications because that's what everyone did.
Yes.
And then I was like, there's a public speaking course. Hate that shit. X that out.
Don't want to do that.
Then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to do art and hope it works out. So eventually did a studio art degree, which you kind of have to dabble in all the mediums, and it's only film photography. We only had one digital course, so it was kind of cool to go back and do all the darkroom stuff and actually know what my camera's doing, even though now it does all the thinking for me. Yeah. So fell in love with it that way, and then one of my husband's friends was getting engaged, and they had a super low budget. And she just knew I had a somewhat fancy camera. And by somewhat fancy, I mean it was a Canon Rebel, one of the first.
Oh, yeah.
It was a solid $500 camera.
Everything you need.
Yeah, that's just what you can shoot a wedding with one kit lens. It's fine. So she hired me to shoot her wedding, which was 2 years away from when she hired me.
Oh,
so I had a lot of time to actually figure out what I was doing, and I think I charged her $500, which was as much as the camera was. So it was
excellent.
Great. So in the meantime, I found a girl on Craigslist who needed a photography assistant, and started shadowing her, and then actually just fell in love with it. And I was like, you know what? I enjoy this, and she makes money, so I can make money. And then it kind of just dominoed from there, and just kept growing. And I don't know how I got to where I am, but here I am.
Here you are today.
Yeah, on
oh
a
my
podcast.
gosh, I'm a podcast person. That's so cool. But that's like, is that not the way of like how we innovate and we're like, I don't know, I want to do this and I will figure it out along the way. I don't know. I'm going to just say yes and it's going to happen. But it did happen.
Mm-hmm. Somehow. I don't know. I think it's weird, like looking back on it now, I've always been, like I've just never been afraid to be myself. And I think my weirdness has brought me along to where people are like, I want that weird girl. Like you said in the poo onesie. Oh. And it is
that
just,
girl in the poo onesie.
It's just carried me through. You're just cackling in the corner. I just see her like curling over, cackling out of the corner of my eye.
Sea crunch, yes. Mm-hmm. Madeline's in the background, as you always know.
I just see a lot of this out of the corner of my eye.
Yes. No, I freaking love that, and that strikes such a chord in our brand. You know, I don't know, what was your journey of, were you always unapologetic in being your weird ass self, or was it more like, okay, well, because I know in my journey it was like, well, and I tried to like frump out at weddings because I saw like frumpy wedding photographers and I was like, I guess I gotta wear like shitty clothes to like not upstage the bride or something. Right. So, you know, there's that phase of like, what is everyone else doing? But then as you're in it, then you're like, wait a second. Yeah. I'm just gonna be me. This works for me. So what was your journey with that?
I think it kind of was always from the beginning, and I think when it kind of clicked that it was working is that I have never really marketed. Like, it's always just been word of mouth. That's awesome. And I think part of that comes just from the personality, because I think although people like refer people for my work, they also refer me because of my personality, and like, you just have to work with her because she just makes you feel natural and just like you just have a fun time, which is what I always want. Because I'm like, no one likes having their picture taken. I hate it. Like, I really do. And so I know how they feel. And so I think just over the years, it's kind of become part of my reputation to where it's like the work's there, but there's also a person behind it that, like, on your wedding day, you're going to remember your photographer because they're with you all day. So, like, if their personality is shit, you're going to hate being around that person for, like, 10 hours.
Yeah.
So, like, you need to make sure that someone that you can, like, have natural banter with and just get along with, and that they, like, get to know your personality to where they can actually bring it out of you, because you're going to be a ball of nerves. So, like, you need someone that can, like, break down that nervous energy. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's kind of been my thing all along, because I don't want people to ever feel uncomfortable with me.
Yeah. I think that is, you're almost like their wedding day concierge.
Ooh, okay.
Because you're guiding them through, you know, like, I feel like I've heard a theme of, you know, having our different friends in the industry come and speak, and they're like, you know, we're like, someone used the term, like, we're kind of their like ambassador of happiness on their wedding day, that they have to, you know, they've never walked through this particular scenario of this family and that family coming together, all their friends around. So it's like, but for us, we're like, oh, we know like the name of the game, so we're guiding them through. But for you to have that down-to-earth energy of being like, guys, like, this is probably awkward. I mean, I think of, like, the one-liners we listened to of you most recently in Caroline and Flores, like, the eye of the tiger, you were like, well, that's awkward, like, just, like, totally adding commentary to the whole thing. But it's like, it just gives people permission to be like, oh, I do feel awkward right now, and I can laugh about it. Fine. And then I can enjoy being with my fiance right here, my, you know, new bride or new groom. And that's like such a breath of fresh air. And I think for other wedding vendors or frienders, if we want to be trendy,
friendors. I never know how to say that.
Friendors, like Gandalf,
Gryffindor,
friendors. Welcome to the tribe of friendor.
That was good.
Okay. Probably my shin. No, but it's like, it makes it so much easier when everyone's like, we're in this together, let's all laugh at ourselves, we've got one another's backs. And it's like that. Those are the kind of weddings where when you have that camaraderie with the couple and their families, that at the end of the day, it's like you come home and you're like, I could do that like every day of my life. Like that makes the day feel like I love this. I love this line of work. I love, because that's such a, it's an energizing, like line of, connection with people versus being like, okay, I'm a big deal. Oh my gosh, you guys, you have me here, so like do this for me. Oh, that's great, thanks. Okay, no, for you, like, you know what I mean?
It's like the farthest thing from what I think of myself. Like, I'm kind of a little deal. I'm a little deal, and I'm here to take a picture. I'm gonna
take your picture behind this camera. No, it's I love that, and I love, I can attest to the energy that you bring, that it is so relatable. And I think that we heard recently someone say, it's one thing to look for somebody's work online, but then it's a totally different thing to know who is behind the lens, because I know I can think of many circumstances, but one photographer that his work is amazing, but he is awkward as fuck, and it's like, to be in the room and it's like, I felt uncomfortable being around, it was like you just pick up on like, you pick
up on that energy. Like, energy is so transferable, and it's just like, if one person feels awkward, then the other person just kind of picks up on that, and it's just, you have to just always be positive and just be stupid. Like, just break up the awkwardness, because people go through so many emotions on the wedding day, and you have no idea where it's even coming from. Like, you don't know if, like, their mom said something to them that morning that pissed them off, and they need to forget about it, or if, like, they really don't like the way their hair and makeup looks, and they just need to be like reassured that they look beautiful. Like, you never know. So you just have to sit there and like be their little cheerleader and do what you gotta do.
Provide comic relief at times.
That's usually what I'm there for, just because I'm an awkward person.
But just kind of make them feel awkward on your behalf.
I'm like, you can laugh at me all you want. That's fine.
You're like, it makes good photos.
I know. I'm like, laugh at me and some more. That's fine.
I know. Every time I try to like crack jokes, like, okay, you want to hear? Maybe you've already heard it, but you want to hear my one joke? I'm gonna spoil this for all the future. Joke? No, it's not a dad joke. Man. All right. So this is what I like to do to try to get people to laugh. How do you scare a unique rabbit?
Literally have no idea.
Unique up on it.
That wasn't very good.
Okay. All right.
I didn't I know. I'm like,
so I got to go back on my joke game.
You need to go back to the drawing board for that one. Just Google some dad jokes. It's fine.
Shit. Okay.
I just make up words throughout the wedding day and then make fun of myself for
You're like, smile, let your capillaries show through.
Yeah, I remember one wedding I said, I was like, now going for a nice smoocheroni, and they looked at me, I was like, it's like a pepperoni but better. It was just like something.
It tastes good, trust me.
It's fine. I don't know. And like, I feel like a lot of times, not so much at weddings, because like there's already like sound going on, but in engagement sessions, I just start singing songs about how cute people are. I'm like, you're cute and I'm taking your picture and you look great and we're walking down the sidewalk and we're having a great time. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but it's,
But people are kind of like, whatever, this is what we're doing. Otherwise, if you were quiet the whole time being like, okay, now you guys like walk like this is the most important moment of your life, like, but look natural. Stop frowning. Why are you doing a resting bitch face? Keep going. Come on. You're doing great. Yep, keep going. It's like, oh God, am I performing, or like do I have someone who feels like a friend singing a stupid song as I'm walking alongside?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, but
I don't know where we started on this.
How do you scare a tame rabbit?
I have more. Oh, is there a second part to this joke I didn't let you get to?
No, how do you scare a tame rabbit? Let's see if this one's any better.
Tame. Try to think of like a pun. I can't think of one though. All right, lay it on me. What is it?
You do the tame thing.
That was a little better. But only like if you follow it up with the first one that I cut you off because I told you it was bad.
No, I figured I would like circle around.
Oh, well, yeah.
Circle around.
It was good.
Okay. All right. Wait, I'm feeling these jokes right now. Okay, I got to lay out. Okay. Dang it, I don't know if I want to share. This is my best joke of all time. If I say it on the podcast, am I going? It's worth it though. It's worth it.
Okay.
All right. It's also going to be it would be very inappropriate to say this joke at a wedding.
Oh, good. Well, I'd probably say it then.
Everyone's going to love it. Okay. All right. This is going to take about 4 minutes, so buckle up. All right. So little Tommy, he goes, just fun. I'm like, this is going to be the joke session with Sarah on our podcast. So,
I'm fine with that.
All right, so little Tommy, he goes to the circus with his mom and dad. And so he arrives, they're sitting there, dad's got like Dr. Pepper, he's got like the popcorn, and then, the elephants come out, and he's like, Dad, like, can you pass me the cotton candy? And he's like, cotton candy? I don't have cotton candy. He's like, Dad, I really want cotton candy. So he's like, oh, all right. So Dad gets up, goes and gets cotton candy. So meanwhile, Mom's sitting there with him, the elephants are walking around, and little Tommy's like, Mom, what is that long thing hanging off of the elephant? And she's like, oh, sweetie, that's his trunk. Sweetie, that's his trunk. And so he's like, no, Mom, I know what a trunk is behind the trunk. Oh, well, sweetie, that's his tail. I know what a tail is, Mom, in front of that. Oh, honey, that's nothing. So he's like, all right, okay. So they're sitting there. He's puzzled. Dad comes back. He brought the cotton candy. He's like, well, you passed the blueberry cotton candy. And the dad's like, I didn't get blueberry, I got strawberry. And he's like, what? I'm all about the blueberry cotton candy. So he's about to throw a fit, and Mom's like, it's okay, I've got it. These parents are total enablers. Yeah. So Mom gets up. Now she's waiting on little Tommy, so she goes to get the blueberry cotton candy. So she takes off. Meanwhile, Dad's sitting there next to him, and so he's like, Dad, what is that long thing hanging off of that elephant over there? And he's like, oh, honey, that's his trunk. And he's like, I know what a trunk is, Dad. Mom said the same thing. No, behind the trunk. And he's like, oh, that's his tail. Yeah. He's like, I know what a tail is, in front of the tail. And so then he's like, oh, well, son, that's his penis. And so he's like, huh. Well, how come when I asked Mom what it was, she said that was nothing? And his dad leaned in and he was like, son, I've spoiled that woman.
That's good. That's pretty long to tell. That's a pretty long one to tell at a wedding. I mean,
I'm like, okay, guys, wait. While you're lining up, I'm just going to tell you a quick joke.
Quick joke about elephant dick. Let's go.
That's the best joke I have of all time.
I mean, it's good. I was like starting to think, I was like, is this something about cotton candy? Like, do I need to be paying attention to all of these parts or just the dick part? But I figured it was the dick part.
Yeah,
so that's where my mind went.
Tried to, that was probably the best time I've ever tried to deliver that joke.
It was good.
Well, thank you.
It's good.
So that's the only joke I ever have that I can get laughs from. I'll just stick to my unique up on it jokes.
I really don't, like, I don't know. Mine are never like a storyline. Mine's just more making fun of myself. So
all right, I like it.
It works.
So okay, were you always like, what has been your relationship with humor? Were you always like even like take it back to like growing up with your family?
I don't, I feel like I'm one of those people that when I try to be funny, it fails. Like, it's not funny. And I can relate. Yeah, obviously.
I can relate.
So I feel like I've just kind of had to learn to just like, I'm very like stream of consciousness when I speak.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can like know when I'm about to make a funny and people are going to laugh at it. And sometimes I say something and I don't realize what my face is doing. And that makes a joke because I just don't understand that like my face moves a lot when I deliver a line.
Oh.
So I've been told like people just start laughing and I don't realize I'm making a face.
Yeah.
Like it's usually a judgmental face and people will see me and they know that I'm judging the same thing they're judging, but I can't hide my face. So yeah, that does really answer your question. But I mean, I always like to laugh. I don't know. My husband's really funny. He's funnier. He's like good at like actually delivering like
he's
stories.
like put together and curated. And
yeah, I'm not. I don't. He always tells me if I try to make a joke, he'd be like, "Oh, honey, you tried so hard." Like, just like he's like, "You tried, you tried." So I just have gone with the just let it happen. If it's funny, it's funny. Or, I'm not very good at like the comedic timing sometimes.
But like, take me back to your childhood. What were you doing?
Living. Just kidding. So I grew up with two older brothers, which is probably why I'm not very ladylike.
Yeah.
Like I've always just been that girl that like talks about poop and fart too much.
We don't do that at all.
Yeah, that's like what we talked about for the first
The moment
15 minutes.
you walked in, I was like, I haven't pooped today yet.
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, we've just always been the family that, like, just is open about most things. And then, I don't know, I grew up dancing, which I'm like, that's not that funny. I don't think.
What kind?
Oh, like
Please say tap dancing.
Yes, that was my favorite. I still have my tap shoes.
There's going to be an exclusive tap dancing performance
Well,
after this podcast.
the last time I put them on, I was dancing on tile on Christmas at my mom's house, and had been drinking a little bit and tried to do something called a wing, where you like flare your feet out, and definitely about broke my ankle because I was just like drunkenly dancing on tile thinking I still had skills, and I didn't.
Oh no. I would kill to see that.
Yeah, I do have some really awful footage. So like,
Yes.
I did competitive dancing, and like you have to like really work your facial expressions, which, like I said earlier, can't always know.
Oh my god!
It's gonna
I need this footage, Sarah. I need it.
Oh, it's gold.
Oh my god!
So, have you ever seen like Toddlers and Tiaras, where like they make like the stupid like little pageant kids that make like those really obnoxious faces? Where they're
yeah.
like, ooh, ah, like that's literally what we were expected to do.
This is gold.
But we also, like, whenever we walked on and off stage, had to really like make it great. So I had this really awful video of me, and I'm like trying to like strut off stage, but you have to do it facing forward. So you're like facing forward, walking sideways, like sashaying your hips.
Yeah,
and I'm doing like this choo-choo train thing with my arms, and I have on like a velvet pink bikini outfit, and it's not good. And we were all
brilliant.
like 8, so like we all had like still had like childhood like bellies.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't great. But I have that footage. I'll find it for you, and you can post it.
Would love that to be in the show notes.
My mom still makes fun of me for it to this day.
What does she do? How does she like to reference it?
Well, it's like
what's the setting? It's like a nice, thoughtful family dinner.
No, we don't have those.
Okay. Doesn't happen.
But no, we'll just be watching like. I don't even know. Like, we'll be watching, like, a competition show, like, So You Think You Can Dance, or, like, some reality show where, like, they'll be doing something great, and then she'll just think about the fact that I failed so hard at that walk-off stage. Be like, remember that time? And then we'll just start doing, like, the chugga-chugga arms.
Just going for it?
Yeah, it's not great.
When you first
shining moment
when you first saw that when you were little, when did it become funny? Like, did you ever have that moment where you heard that and you were like, that kind of stings because I was really trying in that moment?
I think it took me a few years to realize how bad it was.
Yeah.
Because I just was trying so hard, because there were like some girls that just looked natural doing that, and I'm like, I am not a sexual person. Like, I'm
also 8.
Yeah, also, but still, like, even when I was like older, doing it when I was like 16, like me trying to be sexy, no, it's not for me. My husband can attest to that. I'm like, look how sexual I am in my granny panties. Ooh. And my shirt.
Like?
Oh yeah, I can't. I'm like, I try, but it's just not worth it.
He's like, oh honey, you tried so hard.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I think like once I was out of that realm, and like I quit dance because I realized how catty it was. Like there were these girls. There was like a group of like 5 girls and their moms that always got all the solos and were always the featured dancers, and we called them the Mafia because they were just like didn't let anyone into their little clique. So I quit after I realized that like I'm never gonna be a part of that, and I also don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And also realized how expensive dance was. Like,
my gosh,
like
right?
Once I got to where I realized how much money it was, and like my family wasn't doing so hot money wise, I was like,
and your costumes are like $350 for this bullshit sequin thing. Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I was like, if we're going through financial hardship and I don't actually love this anymore, like, no, I'll go do musicals at school, which are free.
You're like, I'm gonna take up tap dancing.
Yeah,
on my own.
tile when I can drink alcohol later down the road.
You're like, it will find its way into being featured. Yeah.
So, it's a fun time. My mom actually like gave me a box recently full of all my old dance costumes that smelled so bad because they were never really cleaned.
Oh yeah. Ripe.
And yeah, I was like, I don't know what to do with these. Like, I don't want them.
I would recommend like cleaning the house in them.
Hey, that could be a good rag. That could be sexual.
Oh, I mean, wear them.
See, that's how how sexy I am. I'm like, let me a good pink velvet rag.
Like,
just to...
8-year-old Sarah outfit.
I don't think my hand would fit in the boob compartment of that.
Oh no, just straight wedgie.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. There was also one that we danced to PYT by Michael Jackson.
Okay.
And it was orange, and we all should have worn bras at that point in our life, and none of us knew. And it was just like
little.
It was
They're like
it was a lot of bouncing happening, and after the first competition, all of our moms were like, "We're going to get some bras, ladies." And
oh my gosh, so great.
yeah.
So you were a dancer.
Yep.
Do you identify with Elton John's song, "The Tiny Dancer"?
No, but funny story. Speaking of my husband being a dum-dum, which I don't know if I said that, but he is. But he, growing up, thought that song said, "Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza." I don't know if Tony Danza is an actual person.
Tony Danza.
Yeah, that's how he always sang it. He was like, "Who's Tony Danza? I don't know, but let's hold him closer." So up until he was like, I don't know, probably like 16. No, probably after that, actually.
Probably like last year.
Yeah.
So, okay, wait. Do you remember the first song that you ever heard on the radio when you were little? Like, what's the earliest song that made an impact on you?
Probably Backstreet Boys. I freaking loved Nick Carter. Like, he was like my everything. I had not Nick Carter, but I had Backstreet Boys game boards, which I don't really know. Like,
what is that?
I don't know. It was like a game. Like, it was like Monopoly, but Backstreet Boys. But it wasn't Monopoly. It was like a little game board, and then was
it like facts about them or something?
Maybe.
Oh my god,
I don't really remember, but
Brilliant
I had like a book, like a coffee table book that I would like sit in my closet and read. I don't know why I sat in my closet.
Dude, I sat in my closet.
Yeah.
Good spot.
Went to their concerts and stuff, and that one of my brothers was an NSYNC fan, and I was like,
get away from me.
Yeah, ew.
Lance Bass can suck it. No pun intended.
Yeah, I was about to say my brother was gay, so you might have.
Then he enjoyed it. I mean, I was more of an NSYNC fan. Backstreet Boys. Who was the main dude of Backstreet Boys? Was it?
I think it was Nick Carter. Blonde hair.
Maybe. He's kind of like mousy brown. Well, they all got highlights then.
Was it Brian? Or wait, no, it was Brian on NSYNC. I don't remember. Because there was
Joey was in NSYNC. Joey Fatone.
Okay, and Justin Timberlake was like the lead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember I went to a concert with Backstreet Boys, and they like came out from like the back of the stadium wherever we were on like surfboards that were like floating through the air, and I was just in love with them.
You're
at
like,
that
this
point.
is the coolest thing I have ever seen.
Yeah.
My memory, like, I think, were we talking about this recently? Like, I loved the Spice Girls. So we were driving back from that wedding talking. Our conversations get weird. We have long drives back.
Yeah.
Like, we were driving from Charlotte, and we were like, remember that time? And then we almost ran over that turkey. It got weird.
It happens.
But, so I loved the Spice Girls, and I had this dream. Like, that's the only group that I have ever, like, any celebrity where as a child, I gripped onto so hard, and I like wanted them to be my friends.
Yeah.
And we'd sit on the playground, and like my friends, like my girlfriend Courtney, what's up, Courtney? So she was like super athletic. Her hair was blonder than mine, so like she would get to be sporty Spice. I guess that doesn't matter because she had brown hair, but I always tended to be Baby Spice, but I was like, I loved Posh, and then I loved Ginger, or Scary Spice. So I would have these dreams. One of the most impactful dreams I ever had was I met the Spice Girls in my dream, and they wrote down their phone number. They all had one phone number, and they wrote it down on my arm in Sharpie. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in. Like, they love me. I'm going to hang out with the Spice Girls. Like, I'm one of the Spice Girls now. And I woke up that morning, and it hit me like a freight train. I was so upset. I like looked at my arm, and I was like, no, what? And I was trying to remember, like, what was the number? What was the Spice Girls phone number? And it just destroyed me. So that was like the only moment that I ever was like, or I guess one group that I got so into, and I watched Spice World. I watched any VHS I could about like, what are they doing? What's their life like? And like they had that one song. Oh, what was it? It was like when two become one, and it's like they were
about sex. So like you probably didn't realize as a kid.
Oh fuck! I don't know. I just remember they were like
pretty
singing.
sure that's like when like boop.
Oh, I didn't know. That was gross. I didn't know what that was. But
I think that's what that is.
Oh shit.
Childhood ruined.
Yeah, so great. No, okay, so you're a big Backstreet fan. All right. Yeah. What's been the most embarrassing wedding moment or experience, without using names and incriminating details of
something I did?
Yeah, actually, let's throw you under the bus. Yeah, what's like the most embarrassing moment?
Honestly, probably talking about poop again. Like there was a wedding where there's been a lot of these times where I've like eaten something I shouldn't have closer to the wedding. Oh yeah. Where like I've gotten to the wedding and luckily had enough like spare time, but literally had to like somehow gracefully get past all the people that like know I was there to take their picture and get to the bathroom and just like dump and then be like, I'm here and I'm ready.
I don't know where I went, but I'm back.
There was one wedding I had in Charlotte that luckily I had a second shooter and she was like tag teaming it with me, but I was like, hey, will you just do something with the dress real quick? I need to go somewhere. So I just like went to the bathroom, which was very close proximity to the bridal suite. So I was like,
oh no,
this is not going to be one of those poops that's like quiet.
Oh no.
So I tried. But it's usually something with that where I'm like, I should not have eaten that spicy chicken sandwich. Like, why did I do that?
What was I thinking right before?
But I love spicy chicken, but it always comes out like angrily later. So I just need to not do that. I need to eat like beets.
Maybe that should be your like kryptonite. Have your mugshot be like, what's my kryptonite? Spicy chicken sandwiches right before filming a wedding.
Yeah.
I had an assistant that like never failed, like it was like right before the ceremony.
Yeah.
I'd be like, where the fuck did she go?
Yeah.
And she would be like, I would text her and be like, where are you? And she'd be like, sorry, I had to take a shit. And I'm like, seriously? Like right now? But it was like clockwork. Like every single, like her bowels were like, oh, I feel like Doo's coming. I gotta
go. Doo come out the butt. Have you, sorry, it's a sidetrack. Oh, there's a dog out the window. I have dog ADD.
Pupper.
Baby, have you heard the musical, Book of Mormon?
No, but someone was just talking about how funny it is.
There's a song it's literally just about poop and doo-doo. And it's like, well, it's not really all about that, but it's like something like about where it's like, I don't even want to try to sing. It's
you gotta do it.
It's like poop come out the butt, poop go in the water, poop go in, or water go in the mouth, shit come out the butt. Like it's just, it's literally just like the story of like how they got AIDS, because there's just like the underlying thing of Book of Mormon is just like how people like came to be Mormon, and like one of like the Mormon missionaries or whatever went over to Africa or something and like said that it would cure their AIDS, and so there's all these AIDS songs.
Whoa!
And this song, like sometimes Jordan and I would just start randomly singing it. We're like, poop come out the butt, shit go in the water, water go in the mouth, shit come out the butt. Like it's, I don't know. But that's just what that made me think of. I should not.
Things that run through your mind.
It's always poop. That's why people are like, can you stop talking about poop? But it's just
and your like headshot on your website is like you in a poop
I know.
suit.
I feel like at some point I need to grow out of that phase, but I'm not ready yet.
Don't do it yet.
I know. So my poo onesie has been in my closet for a while. It has a hole in the crotch now, so like I have to make sure I wear the proper undergarments.
Oh no!
Otherwise, it's like a big old like. Hello!
So you're just like a streaker meets like poop aficionado.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, good times.
We digress. Well, what Okay, wait. I'm trying to think about incriminating wedding moments.
I did the wedding you and I just did together.
Yes.
I somehow, I don't know if it was my fault or just like lack of communication with the bride with the family portraits, totally left off her brothers, and like one of them was married. And we're in the middle of family portraits, and finally they said something, and I was like, why did you let me do these other ones without them in there when like clearly the sister was in them? And I felt so bad because I was like,
yeah,
That's like one part of the day where like I like pride myself on being really organized because I know they just want to get to cocktail hour.
Yes.
And I was like, I am so embarrassed right now that I had totally fucked that up.
I mean,
and I couldn't remember their names because they told them off the bat, and like I hadn't read them over and over to like memorize them.
Yes.
I was like, shit.
I know, but you know,
it happens.
Yeah, it's like how many. I'm always amazed because you were good with names. Remember we were having a big joke because we were like, all right, there's like a bunch of unusual names that aren't typically American names or anything, but no, like I was impressed with your name skills.
I feel like it makes people feel like you've taken the time to like not just show up and do your job.
Yeah.
And I've tried to do that more now with wedding parties because I feel bad when I'm always just like pointing. I'm like, you and you and you. But when they're like huge wedding parties, there's no chance. But,
30 on each side.
Yeah. But I at least try to know like the parents' names going in so that I can be like, hey, you must be blah, blah, blah. Thanks for having me or whatever.
Yeah.
Just so that they like know that I've taken the time to actually like care. And I'm not just there to do picture things.
Well, and Sarah, you know, it feels great to be hearing your name. You know, whenever people call your name, it feels wonderful.
Oh, they usually say, hey, photographer lady. Which,
I mean,
I respond
we
to
get that too. And we're like, it's video. Just kidding. That's why I let somebody go, because they said things like that. When someone would be like, hey, like, come take our picture. And then just being like, it's video, motherfucker. Like, you know, you're like, I'm sorry, that's cool. You just said that to like the mother of the bride, you know, or anybody. Because it's like, how are people supposed to know other than we have that dead cat shotgun muff? You know, our microphone sometimes has the furry thing on top. Yeah. Which is like our number one. We don't. No, they're Sony cameras. We don't really have to do that. The internal mic is pretty, it's nice. But, you know, it's like, we get the photographer lady thing, and we're like, why, yes, we would love to take a picture. You will never see this.
Yeah, exactly.
Ever, you know? But it makes people, you know, I feel like people... I mean, I like to have my picture taken at weddings. You're like, I just spent 3 hours getting ready, and I'm not even a main person at this wedding. I'm just a guest.
Yeah, it's like,
but fucking take my picture. Yeah. I'm like, I better be in that highlight reel, or I'm coming after you.
Yeah.
Maybe not everybody thinks that, but I do.
Yeah.
I want to be in that highlight reel. Put me in the highlight reel.
I'll do that.
Just for you. You've threatened me. Let's whisper the rest of the podcast.
ASMR.
So today,
I'm gonna scratch the mic. I wonder if that makes a noise.
Today we're going to drink water. And
wait, I don't have anything here.
Opening the bottle.
I can't.
Now I'm going to text my friend. Now I'm going to whip my ponytail around in a circle.
I wish I had a whip. I can't. Mine's just I'll rub my bun on the microphone. Just like.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I don't know where we are.
What about... This has been the most digressive podcast episode we've ever recorded. No, so...
sorry, not sorry.
What are your favorite things to do beyond, like, who is the woman behind the photographer?
Oh, well... You mean like hobbies and like non-photography related things? I actually love podcasts, which is why I'm super excited to be doing this. So when I edit, I just listen to podcast episodes because I feel like if I play music and I know the music, I lose focus because I already know what I'm listening to.
Oh yeah, you already know where it's going.
Yeah, so like with podcasts, I don't know what's going to happen. So like I stay focused long enough to do that. But funny enough, I listen to a lot of true crime ones, which is really strange when I'm like editing a wedding and then someone's dying in my ear. So a lot of times when I scroll back through wedding galleries, I'd be like, oh yeah, this person died during this section that I was editing.
I
have like really associative memory with that.
Yeah.
But love to do that. Freaking love my dogs. They're my everything.
Tell everyone about your puppers.
I have two. They're named Cooper and Goose. We name them after bodies of water we live near. So Cooper is Cooper River, and then we currently live in Hanahan, which is close to Goose Creek.
Clever.
Yes. So she'll be 6 in February. She's a Beagle Hound mix, and then
so cute.
I know, she's my angel. And then Goose is one. He's still a hellion.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a coonhound, mix. But if you look up a picture of like a typical black and tan coonhound, he doesn't have like as droopy of a face.
Okay.
And his body is super lean, so I think he might be part greyhound because he's so fast.
Okay. Oh.
Like he's just like super lean and just like cuts laps around the yard. And it's just like super speedy McGeady. Yeah, love them. I talk to them all the time. I'm like my husband's like cheerleader when it comes to his work. So he's the choir director at Goose Creek High School, and cool. He like I just weirdly enjoy going on all their field trips and like being their little choir mom. And right now they're doing the musical rehearsals, and so I've been like the stage mom and just like we'll bring him coffee or bring the theater director lunch or like
that's fun.
Like pick up props they need and bring them to them and just like help. Like they always have me come in just because I'm more visual with stuff, and like I'll notice things that they're just like they have too much going on to notice if like something looks off or like there's something they could do to improve the part of the set or something like that. Okay. I don't know. I just like when I'm not editing, I do enjoy working out and dying a little bit. Like, you know when you like do that workout and you like feel like you're gonna die, but like that was good. Like that was a good death. Yeah, it's fine.
I almost
yeah. Haven't been doing that too much lately, but I'm like getting back into it.
Yeah.
Just because the past few months I've just been like falling off that wagon, but now I'm trying to get back on.
Do you like to do what's your exercise of choice that makes you feel like you're about to pass out?
Well, it depends. So I go to a place, it's called Burn Boot Camp, and it's
okay, there's one on James Island. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should go.
I've heard good things.
Yeah. So what they do, they have like set camp times every day, and every day is like a different section of your body that you're working out, and it's always a different format too. So like you literally don't know what you're getting yourself into every day, which I kind of like because I just show up and I'm just like, oh, it's leg day, let's all die. Yeah. But yeah, yesterday it was a sprint agility and speed set. But there were like 3 stations, and once you finish each station, you had to do a half-mile run around the building. And I just was not prepared for that run yesterday. I didn't know that was happening, and so mentally I was like, this sucks. But then afterwards it was like a good, like I did that. Yeah. Didn't give up. It's all good. I'll go eat a protein shake and feel like Superwoman.
Feel super fit
so,
AF.
Yeah, and it's, it's a fun thing to do just to...
Do you have a favorite song right now?
I love me some Lizzo. Like, I have no shame about that, because I feel like she's starting to get to that point where everyone's annoyingly obsessed with her. Yeah. Like, where I feel like Taylor Swift has gotten to where people that are, like, huge Taylor Swift fans, I'm like, you're just bandwagoning that at this point. Love Taylor Swift, but, like, I'm not, like, die hard and whatnot.
You don't want her to write her name on your arm in Sharpie in your dreams?
No.
Okay.
I would wipe it off. I'm just kidding. No. Like, here, take my arm. I'll sell it like an amputee. Ooh. That's gross. Ooh,
too many podcasts. Negative. Murdered.
No.
Do you ever dream about the weird podcasts?
No.
No.
Lucky. It's surprising, though, that I don't. But yeah, Lizzo, love her. And it's funny. So, like, my husband being in the music world, he like, doesn't like pop music at all. Because he hates how a lot of them, like, you can't understand what they're saying. Like, their pronunciation sucks.
Definitely.
Like, Ariana Grande, have no idea what she's saying. It's just like,
yeah.
And then that song, Thank You Next. Have you seen the little meme where it's like, if you listen, it sounds like she's saying bacon eggs?
Bacon eggs.
Yeah, at the very end, it's like, it just sounds like bacon eggs. Listen to it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm definitely listening to it.
But yeah, so we listened to Lizzo, or I got obsessed with her, and so I finally, we were on a road trip or something, and I like forced him to listen to her because I was like, you're going to love her.
Which song did you pick for him?
Probably Truth Hurts, like probably just her, the normal one. But he immediately was like, I can understand every word she's saying. Oh, yeah. He was like, I love this. Because
Madeline's a huge Lizzo fan. She got me into it.
Because you can actually understand her. And, like, her lyrics are so golden. I'm like, how? Yeah. I just love her. She's just great. And, like, just, like, the fact that she's, like, a larger girl
Yes.
and like has no shame about that, and it's just like still getting into mainstream, and people are finally like not just idolizing these little like itty bitty bitches that don't eat except
and she's like, I'm gonna bring it. Like I love that song, The Soulmate, is that what it's actually called? You know, she's like, you know, like I always get the extra fries, you know, whatever, and I'm like, I want to tell myself to get extra fries, you know.
She's just great. I love her.
We just saw her at Austin City Limits Music Festival. They booked her out at a smaller, one of the smaller stages, because they book her out, you know, probably like a year or however far in advance. So and then she blew up. She got all these awards and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I would say more than Guns N' Roses, like any of the like major headlining acts. Like there's that Tame Impala was another one. She, like, I mean, I have videos where she flooded, like there was probably like 100,000 people, or like she said like 75,000, but I think that she's probably being modest. But it was like a sea of people up, and they streamed her performance on the main headlining stages.
Nice.
Like that's how many people were trying to come and see her. And she comes on the stage, and she was like the first thing she was like, "Bitch," and you're like. Like just so
like, bitch, I'm here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Just like such a relief of like, thank you for giving people permission to just like be whatever you are.
Yeah.
You know, without, I don't know. I mean, it is like liberating, and I feel like it's such a, I don't know. I think she's like the Beyonce of like this next wave. I mean, Beyonce is like still a queen, all the things,
always
but
will be a
like
queen.
Just to have somebody that comes in and has like a really cool, unique angle, and she's like standing up for her swagger.
Yeah,
I love it.
for sure.
Let's see. Closing. Actually, no, we're not closing for shit. We got plenty of time. So, okay, cool. So tell me, do you like to sing?
Are
you good at singing? Would you say
I'm
you're
decent.
Good?
So
You should sing something.
no, I should not. So when I was in high school, I was in like the top audition choir. Like I can sing well in a choir where like I'm not the featured voice.
Yeah.
But it's funny now just because of like what my husband does, and like we'll scream sing Rent songs together. We're like scream singing, like you don't really need to sound that great.
Yeah. Can you give me a demo of screams?
No, it's just like where you're just like the music's up. You're trying to get me to sing so bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's just like where the soundtrack is up super loud to where you're screaming, but you really can't still hear if it sounds bad. But him and I always scream sing that song "Take Me or Leave Me" on Rent. That's between the two lesbians.
How does it go?
Stop it! No.
That's awesome. So you crank it up, and then y'all are both like getting after it.
Yeah, we have this thing that whenever something just like awful happens, and we just have a day, and we just need to like let it out, we will watch Rent, the movie, and just scream sing the whole thing. Like it's just like we did that not to get political, but did that the day after Donald Trump got elected. We just each had a bottle of wine, just scream sang it. It just
sounds like cathartic release.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's funny because he'll tell me I have a nice voice, which in his way of saying like it's all right.
Like, that's nice. You tried so hard. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're just like shitting. No, your husband, from what you said, he's like amazing. No. I take back all the mean things.
I love him.
Yes.
Love him to death. But yeah, he I'm like good at singing just like stuff on the radio.
Yeah.
Whereas it's funny when he tries to sing stuff on the radio, he can't get rid of like his training.
Yeah, so he's like,
because
thank you next.
Yeah, because he's like operatic and just like
that's so cool.
It's not his.
Does he sing in the shower?
Yeah, well, like he sings in the shower if he's got a concert that day and he's like warming up in the steam.
Oh.
But his voice is very like it's very loud.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's got a great voice.
Whoa. Yeah. What does he sound like?
I'll send you a recording.
I actually have been singing more and more as a way to release, like, I don't know, it gets me out of my thinking mind, and I'm like, we were just in Camden, South Carolina.
Camden.
And we were supposed to film with one of our friends to have her on the show, and not going to drop her name, Shannon Wooten. And so we...
Damn it, Shannon.
But she was like, come to this bluegrass gospel thing, and it was at a friend's property, and they... we were like, we had like the hymn book, and like Madeline over there like rips singing, and I keep trying to like get her, throw her to the wolves.
Is rips
like,
a good word?
Yeah, I think so.
Like you can actually like get some pipes
like
out?
she sings in the church choir. Don't let her deceive you. Yeah. So, but yeah, we were singing, but the songs, I don't know if it was How Great. No, it was the one that's in the Brother. Where art thou? Totally. Oh, brother, where art thou? And
sounds right.
But the Fly Away song, I had that stuck in my head.
Yeah.
But singing is a good release. I recommend it.
Yeah, I do it in the car to Lizzo usually.
You want to give me a sampler?
Stop it! No. Also, do you know that song Trampoline that's on the radio by Shade? Yeah. Okay.
Sing it.
So that girl was a bridesmaid in one of my weddings recently, the lead singer.
What?
And like I didn't realize it, and I remember the bride had mentioned it, but I just like didn't remember. And then when we were getting ready, Trampoline came on the radio, and they were like, Chelsea, it's your song. And I was like, what do you mean it's her song? Like it's like her jam? She goes, no, that's like her singing. I was like, what? And so she sang the father-daughter dance song. I was like, I feel like I'm in the room with the celebrity, which I'm sure she's already blowing up. But like, I'm just like, I feel like I like started listening to her actual like album now because I know the person behind it. And she was like super
inspired.
sweet. But yeah, I was like, ooh, okay, I feel cool now.
Dude, that is awesome. Okay, how many minutes do we have left? 4 minutes. All right.
3.
I want to do a rapid fire series of questions with you. Really,
Let me get ready.
Okay, so I'm looking for simple one-word responses.
I'm not good at those.
Pretzels or chips?
Pretzels.
Ruffles or sour cream and onion?
Sour cream and onion dip or chips?
Chips.
Ruffles.
Okay. Onion dip or hummus?
Onion dip.
Okay.
Beans.
Eggplant parmesan or chicken parmesan?
Really neither. I'm not a big parm person.
Not a parm person. Okay. Do you like tacos or do you prefer quesadillas?
Tacos.
Tacos.
Taco boy.
Do you prefer Chihuahuas or Great Danes?
Great Danes.
Okay. Do you prefer Lizzo or Taylor Swift? That was an easy one.
Lizzo.
Okay. Do you prefer sparkling water or still?
Still, if it's not flavored. Sparkling. I'm a LaCroix whore.
Okay. I actually brought
Apricot
some
only.
Fancy. Okay, McDonald's frappe or cappuccinos from Starbucks? Wait, no, frappuccinos from Starbucks.
Wait, what?
Frappuccino or frappes? Starbucks or McDonald's?
Well, I mean, the frappe, what I Google, it looks like it actually has coffee in it. So probably a frappe, because frappuccino is literally just a milkshake. There's no coffee in that, and I can't live
Don't
off
be
that.
deceived, folks. There is no coffee in there.
No, there's not.
Okay. What is your coffee beverage of choice?
Hazelnut latte, quad shot, almond milk, which is what this guy is.
I already downed my whipped cream with espresso.
Well, yeah, because yours was like the size of a small
Doppio
child.
Campana. Okay. Whiskey or vodka?
Maybe whiskey. I'm not a big liquor person.
Okay. Beer or wine?
Beer.
Blue Moon or Shock Top?
They taste the same to me.
They do kind of taste exactly the same.
I like IPAs. I'm like a hefty beer person.
Whoa.
Yeah. I like man beer.
Fun fact, back in the day when I was in LA modeling, I was
No, you were in LA modeling. You just like dropped that.
Little
that. You should know this about me.
baby Shelby, but I got cast to be the St. Pauli's girl.
Oh, nice.
And I was like set up to do it, but you have to be over 21 and I was 20, so that was my like loser almost claim to fame. So every time I see it, I'm like, oh, that was almost me. Maybe not. Maybe I just want to feel good about myself. So that's my fun fact about beer. St. Pauli's.
That's fun. Yeah.
I don't drink it now for that very reason.
I wouldn't either. I would
okay.
Be like, screw you,
Okay.
St. Pauli's.
Chicken nuggets or steak? Or both on top of each other.
Where are they from?
Okay, chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A, definitely. Or, and then steak from, I don't know, a good steak restaurant.
See, the thing is, no matter where I eat steak at a restaurant, I always like mine that I make at home better.
Okay, well then the steak you make at home. Or Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Steak I make at home.
Okay.
I even had steak last night at like a semi-fancy restaurant, and I was like, I like mine better.
Yeah, Madeline doesn't. She's not a steak girl. She doesn't really.
I'll make you a steak.
I made her eat rock candy from Burwell's. They do. It's not called rock candy. It's called hot rock. Rhymes with hot cock. So that's
how you remember it.
How I remember it. Better not work there. I'd be like, would you care for some hot cock? That would not be suitable.
Hot cocky.
But they do the big rock. It's like a lava rock. It gets like 700 degrees.
It sounds like cocaine. Like, what is this? Is it edible?
And then they give you raw, it used to, I don't know exactly what caliber of meat. It's good stuff, but they give you the raw, it's like fondue. If I'm thinking, maybe not. You're not dipping it in cheese and stuff. You put it on the thing, you cook it yourself as much as you want, but it's got rock salt on it, and you eat it. But yeah, she cooked hers for like ever, because I was like, you will eat the fancy meat.
I like my steak still bleeding, pretty much.
Me too.
Like, barely edible. Yeah.
I would just do like shots of like those little side pieces of meat when they're raw. See if I can get Madeline to throw up. Okay, yeah. All right, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
All day.
Yeah.
All right, and then Nikon, Sony, or Canon?
Currently Canon, but I'm leaning towards the Sony realm.
Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, I just...
Canon glass is like amazing, and we still use our Canon glass.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, my Canon body's just letting me down. I'm sad about it.
Heavy. Yeah. All right, and then fingernail dip powder or actual regular polish?
I don't know. I do gel, so it's like in between. But I guess like
gel
dip.
girl. Yeah. Yeah, SNS or gel.
I need to get mine done. You see how far out those are?
Girl, at least they're still on.
ASMR nails.
All right. And the final question, the most important question of everything we could ask you on this show.
Oh.
The color red or the color blue?
They both give me like weird...
What's your favorite color?
Green.
All right.
So not... You know, like, do colors like give you like emotions? Like red is usually angry. Blue is like, depending on the blue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How do you feel about cerulean blue?
I like that.
Okay, how do you feel about royal blue, like dark blue?
Depends on what it's used in.
I think of like it being on a casket from like a military funeral.
Yeah, or like it's always on flags. Like
right, exactly. I think of the flag over the casket.
Not like a casket would be that color.
Yeah. Well, that was morbid and fucked up. All right, so how can people get in touch with you
if they want to
after this weird conversation?
Well, you can find me at saraboyd.com.
Okay, so that's SARABOYD.
There's no H in Sarah, at least on my Sarah.
Okay, so SARABOYD.com.
And then Instagram is Sara Boyd Photo.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, thanks for getting weird with me. This was
welcome.
Everything I had in my dreams that I thought it was going to be. And that's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
And then it's going to end on an awkward note. No, for those of our listeners, our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, if you love this, if you have any more questions for the great Sara, I'm going to try not to be distracted by Madeline like twerking behind the camera right now. But beyond that, if you have questions, comments, concerns, if you love this episode, please be sure to. You better. We got weird. I told all my best jokes. So be sure to like, subscribe, follow, all of the above. And thank you so much for listening or watching. I hope that you have a day filled with passion and that you may make a story or two worth telling today. All right. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
My hands are so sweaty.
Oh, yeah.